Well, there we go. We're live right now.
Yeah. Hello.
Deadpan. No expression. Oh, all right.
Should we do a podcast show, if you will?
Time to get excited. Engage. There it is. That's all he needs. 2 arms in the air. It's fucking psyched.
Right, here we go then.
Yep.
Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 213. My name is Alex, and I'm joined, as ever, by my very good friend Ash. Hey, buddy. How you doing there? It was a bit of fruity there from me in the intro. I'm not sure if I liked it.
No? Keep it up, buddy. Yeah, as
Will
always,
do.
buddy. Feeling good on a Wednesday. Yarn, sparkling thoughts. Give me the hope to go on.
Go on!
And I'm feeling a bit better today compared to the rest of the week where I've mostly been ill.
Oh, sweet.
I think, as I said last week on the podcast, I was developing a bit of a cough. That kind of carried on throughout the weekend. I had some chills in the bones and stuff like that. That's never fun, is it?
God, no.
Getting the aches and pains. It's, getting older and whatnot. It's a bit shit. So
Yeah, fuck that, mate.
I might be sneezing a lot this evening. I can only apologise for that, but, runny nose and all. And this humidity, I guess. It's a bit
Humidity.
Yeah, exactly. You know the score. So, yes, it's not been a great weekend of doing much. I don't think I've played any games since about Saturday. So I'm a bit light on the old gaming front this week, buddy, unfortunately.
Well, you won't believe what I have in store for you.
Holy shit. Have you played some games?
I've played like 2 games.
Yes, buddy.
Yeah.
This is what we do, No one cares about the games we play anyway because they're all really old and, not current, I'd say. But then again, play what you want, really, I guess.
Play what you want. You can play what you want.
That's the name of the game.
Just play what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's always a little suspicious when we write out the pod notes what we've been playing, and I have to pad mine out somewhat because it looks a little forlorn. So I just popped games with your heart in there, buddy.
Nice. I like it.
I've been playing. But perhaps I should stop. Or maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, sorry, please continue, buddy.
Oh, well, obviously I've been ill. Saturday was a great day. I went to 2 kids' parties, which was a waste of an entire day, really.
Yes. Yeah.
Bouncy castles and shit twice. Just fucking great just sitting there. I played with the kids, though, so it was all right. My kids, mainly. Fuck those other kids. I don't know them. Cunts.
Yeah. Get out. Just jog on.
And Sunday, I watched the football, which I was happy and for a minute, and then I was sad again, which was that was a fun minute. I enjoyed that minute. That was great.
Yeah,
that was a good minute.
Brighton are fucking shite, aren't they? But they sacked Houghton now, so they'll probably go down next year.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah.
It's kind of how it works a lot of the time. Yeah. But hey, there you go.
But yeah, that's the football over with. That's the end of the football.
I mean, it's the end of the Premier League. There's still the FA Cup at the weekend, the Europa League,
and technically
Champions League final.
The football will never end, buddy.
The Nations Cup. Yeah, the Copa America.
Indeed.
It's all there.
It's all there. It's all there. Yeah. So football, that was cool. I've been talking / researching homebrewing. I've been talking to the Octopizzle and the Funk, as they are. Well, the Funk's been homebrewing for quite some time now. He's quite the master of his art, I would say.
He knows what he's doing.
He's made some cracking beers. And the Dizzles, I think he's done a couple of batches already now. So he's full underway. So I've been researching in what kind of items I need to purchase for this. They've been steering me in the right direction. I'm going to go with the brew in a bag kind of setup where you just put a load of fucking malts and stuff in a bag. brew that.
Just put them in a bag.
Yeah, boil that up, then, put some hops in there, make it taste good, and then 4 weeks later, beer. That's what I've been told.
I believe that's exactly how it goes, buddy.
Yeah, I mentioned this to some people at work, and they were like, "So you're stepping up your drinking game now?" Because they know that I drink on a regular, aka every day, and they're like, might as well cut out the middleman. Going to the shop, just there you go. You've always got beer if you're brewing it at home, buddy.
Gibbons, yeah,
just makes sense.
Just your own private supply. It's
just for me.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. I had a bit of a community game night. Wasn't planned. Played some Sea of Thieves with Trophy Addicts, which, that's not so much of an excitement because I play with him quite often. But Covert Lee, our new follower on Twitch, he got involved and he's in the chat right now. He loves it.
And we were playing. Welcome to the party, pal. There he is.
We were playing some Sea of Thieves together. But we started off playing Sea of Thieves by getting really drunk on the tankards of ale in the game, and then being sick in buckets and throwing on each other. It's always fun.
I mean, that's the fundamental basis for any fucking party, buddy, if you ask me. So yeah.
And that game is much better with more people, because when you're on the ship sailing from point A to point B, there's not a lot to do. Unless you've got people on the ship playing music together, doing silly things, jumping off the boat, or just being a retard, really. It's good fun.
Yeah, I mean, the game got a bit of a kicking when it came out for not really having much to do in it.
Anything.
Even with the additions, it seems that still sort of remains the same. You need a good group of people to play with, but that's the case with a lot of games, isn't it? So I suppose
I have dipped into it solo a couple of times just to get some bits and bobs, but once again, it just goes back to the whole fetch quest when you're playing it on your own. You can't really do the tall tales, which is like the thing that I'm mostly interested in, solving all the riddles and bits and bobs like that. It's it's good. What was it? The anniversary update that came out like within a month, I think. So I think I'm quite lucky to get on this game now instead of a year ago. I feel like it would have been absolutely fucking balls a year ago. And it's got a bit of fishing, but I can talk about that later because I need to talk about something in what we've been playing. So I'll save that. And then finally, buddy,
completely forgot we weren't in what we've been playing. There you go.
There you go.
You transitioned so beautifully. I just forgot.
It's how it is. And then finally, buddy, I'm off to Alton Towers this weekend for my son's birthday.
Oh.
So I'm looking forward to that. We've got like some super passes. We can get on everything really quickly. I don't know how it works out, but fucking, we've got the lot, and I will report on that next week, buddy.
Comfortably the UK's best theme park, buddy, and what a wonderful time you'll have there. Have you been on the Wickerman before?
I haven't been on the Wickerman. No, I'm looking forward to it.
I highly recommend the Wickerman. It's a fantastic wooden roller coaster, and it on the surface of it, I thought, well, it looks pretty good, but not amazing, really. But it's really quick when you're on it, even though it hasn't got like any sort of massive drops.
How you can never tell if I'm being sarcastic or not? That's how I feel like with you right now. I don't know if you're telling the truth. You're like, and it's a wooden roller coaster. It's really good.
It's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one thing about getting old, buddy, is that you, of course, lose all vim, passion, and vigor for every topic that you speak about.
It's so true. I couldn't give a fuck about anything a sort of
just a little line. You're just bobbing along on the graph. The peaks and troughs kind of level out, and it's just that, but perhaps gradually downhill until your death. But
so it's a downhill ride to your death. Nice.
Absolutely. Much like some of the roller coasters at Alton Towers if they were to go wrong. But I'm sure that won't happen, buddy. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Thanks for the...
No worries.
That. I guess.
Fucking love Alton Towers. I'm dead jealous. I love it enough to stay in it like a fucking the Arctic Explorer room at Alton Towers.
That's how it's done.
Maybe you can go to the old restaurant, buddy, where the meals come down on roller coaster tracks from above, from the ceiling.
Fuck off. That sounds amazing.
Oh yeah, you can find that, but quite near old. Well, let's call it Air. It's been renamed Galactica, but
that's that VR thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and final sort of little pointer from me, buddy. If you go on Galactica and you have the opportunity to either wear a VR headset or not wear a VR headset, I highly recommend not wearing a VR headset because that's fucking dog shit.
I'm sure it is, but I've got to experience it, surely.
You don't.
You're right. I don't. You're absolutely right.
I mean, you can, but as soon as you do, you realise that you don't. By that point, of course, it will be too late. But you paid your money, you take your choice, buddy. That's
true.
How it works.
That is true. Yeah. Right. So there you go, buddy. That's my week in a nutshell, I guess. How about you? What you've been doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like two nuts in a scrotum.
Word up, fuck muckers. It's your boy Alex.
It's your boy.
I'm practicing being a YouTuber. I'm thinking about becoming a YouTuber, buddy. So, what up, YouTube? It's your boy. It's your fucking hell. Yeah, I'm cool, buddy. I'm all good. Fucking assholes. I'm good. I've been brudging about, having a brudging time, just having a brudge, really. And yeah, you can't really say no to that. I went to a fucking cool gig in the London town. Unfortunately, it did mean going to the London town.
No, see, you know how we feel about London town.
I don't like London. I mean, much safer than Medway, of course, but still, it's
close.
The London town.
It's close.
So, yeah, went up to Shepherd's Bush, buddy, which is a funny name if you ever really give it some thought. And I never had, but it was funny. Having been there many times, I never really thought about it, but there you are.
Is a female shepherd a shepherd still, or is it a special name?
I would imagine it probably is just a shepherd.
I'd say it's probably just a shepherd.
Because it's just the word sheep herd.
Wham together.
Yeah.
See, I'm a fan of putting words together.
Absolutely.
I should like the word shepherd more. Yeah. Memorable. I can't remember what that word was.
Really memorable.
Yeah.
So yeah, went to Shepherd's Bush, went to the Shepherd's Bush Empire, went to see an incredibly famous band that everyone's heard of, the Better Oblivion Community Centre, buddy, which sounds obscure, but that is actually a collaboration between Phoebe Bridgers, who is relatively famous and then became far more famous when whistleblowing on Ryan Adams for sexual assault.
Nice.
And then Connor Burst from Bright Eyes. Bright Eyes being a really famous band that most people probably have heard of. I don't know why you wouldn't have heard of them. I'm not sure what happened there, and I'm sorry for you. But yeah, it was a fucking great gig, man. Like they just collaborated on an album. They released just one record. I don't know if they do any more. They played a couple of their own songs, but they kind of, they did a Bright Eyes song where Phoebe Bridgers sang a couple of verses, and really, really good. Like their voices work brilliantly together. And the support act was like one of the best support acts I've ever seen. But in terms of not knowing who it was going to be, turning up, and the dude being fucking awesome.
Nice.
So that was Christian Lee Hudson, and I really, really liked what he was doing. It was fucking great. And we were sitting upstairs in Shepherd's Bush. Because I'm old now, so I don't want to stand up in the stools, buddy. Fuck that shit.
You want to sit down, mate. Enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. They had Brooklyn Lager on tap. That's a nice lager. I like that.
How much was that?
I'm more than willing to pay £6.80 for a pint of Brooklyn
Yes, you are.
At Shepherd's Bush Empire, because there's nowhere else to go. So there you are.
And I want beer.
I wanted beer.
I will buy it.
There it is. I'll have that one.
Yeah, I'll have that. Thank you.
Yeah. So that was great. Really enjoyed that. Cool night. On Sunday, I had a piss up with the new locals, buddy, the new locals to Tunbridge Wells, and of course, that is our new resident Funk, who has joined.
Ooh.
He's joined the group, as it were, with his missus, and yeah, we went out on Sunday night and got quite fucked up,
Nice.
which was a problem that I've been suffering for ever since.
Oh,
But,
no.
but hey, what can you do? Self-inflicted joys. We had lots of nice drinks down the Pantiles, buddy, and we've recruited them for the pub quiz team tomorrow night.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so going to be an interesting one. I mean, we fresh off the back of our worst ever defeat in the pub quiz, buddy.
It can't get any worse than that, can it?
New blood and
Fresh meat.
fresh meat. Who can
Yeah.
say what's going to happen?
Putting through the paces.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. That's going to be cool.
Nice.
Other than that, not a lot really. Tuesday night Wheeltown, buddy. Last night I had a special bit of Wheeltown with the Octopizzle and the Funk, and that's about it really. Just counting down the hours till the weekend for game night, followed by the Eurovision Song Contest. So
Yes, get
that's a
in.
weekend if ever I've fucking heard one, and I'll be getting the drinks in early for that one, buddy.
Gibbons, buddy.
Speaking of, probably worth mentioning
Segue.
that this tends to be the point at which we find out what each other's drinking, and that time's come again, buddy. So what are you drinking this evening?
This evening, buddy, I'm back on the 1079. I had a few left over, so I'm
loves it?
ploughing into that. I have got some Coors Light in the fridge because I was driving home yesterday and it was lovely and sunny. I drove past 3 pubs and there was lots of people outside. And I didn't think I had any beers left in the fridge, so I had to just stop off and get some, like you do.
From the pub?
Not from the pub, unfortunately.
Balance in the car.
Yeah, I had 4 pints and just fucking took them with me. Just put them in, strapped them in, put the seatbelt on there. Off I went. No, I stopped off at there's a little local Morrison's on the way back, and yeah, Coors Light was the cheapest, so I've got some of them, and that was nice.
Was the man in blue, buddy?
I don't know. It's in the fridge, so I'm guessing so.
It probably will be.
Probably.
Yeah, if it isn't, then it will be. Lovely.
So yeah, buddy, what are you drinking this evening? It looks like a large one.
I'm on the 660ml bottles of Stella, buddy.
He's stepping up his game.
I gotta say, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But this tastes very good this evening.
Oh,
I can't
God. Hello.
I don't know. I'm sure that they haven't changed anything. And the Funk would probably quite rightly tell you that things should be better in cans than bottles, as a general rule.
It's true.
But I'm really enjoying the way this one's going down, buddy. And I've got a couple more, so I'm pretty excited.
That's all you need, my friend. That's all you need.
It really is. Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got my sofa. I've got my flat. I'm talking to my buddy. We're, for some reason, broadcasting that to maybe 1 or 2 people. And,
It's a one at the moment.
Yeah. and we're going to talk about some video games this evening because, of course, the topic for this week's show, buddy, is indeed video games. Although, of course, you'd barely have any way of knowing that at this point. So, without further ado, buddy, I think it's probably time to go and talk about what we've been playing. So do you want to kick things off, B? Get stuck into a bit of Sea of Thieves. You gave us a little... You juiced us up there. In the intro.
I can't really...
Left us dangling.
I can't remember what I was talking about last week about Sea of Thieves. I think I was talking about the Tall Tales and finding out about the riddles and thinking, shit, that's really cool. And then after doing some investigating, like I said earlier, that only got added in this new anniversary update. So fucking that game must have been absolute balls for a year. I mean,
Gibbons.
They added the arena, which is like a PvP, more concentrated PvP than the open world. That's a point. We did get in a bit of a gunfight with some chumneys. That was interesting, being the fact that, you can only have 5 bullets on you at a time. So you shoot each other and then you've got to kind of just run at each other and slash each other up. And then you respawn in your ship like a minute later and you go again, and I was like, well, this isn't really going anywhere. But then realizing the way to actually kill someone is to sink their ship. That makes sense because they sunk ours.
Right.
And then we respawned and we were fucking miles away from where we wanted to be. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, maybe next time we come across people, we'll do that then. But yeah, it was cool. It was a bit of a 30-minute kind of interesting thing that was just like, wow, this is different. Kind of cool. Liked it. Then after that, I think we just did some like basic side quests. Go here, kill dudes, find this, do that. But once again, it's nice, like, the further I'm getting into these, like, fetch quests kind of thing, they're adding more, like, randomness to it. So, like, instead of saying, go here and get the treasure, it's like, go here, find this monument on the island, and then you have to take, like, 10 paces to the southwest and things like that. And
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's adding little bits to it. I don't know if that's going to continue. Hopefully it'll do and get further and further. And that's what I was saying about like these Tall Tales, the big quests. There's 12, I think, of them altogether. I've only done one. I started one on my own, but I didn't realise that my ship had a hole in it. So I docked it up. I went and killed the skeleton, got the skeleton key, came back, and my ship was gone. And it was like, you can't take that skeleton key with you because you haven't got a ship. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I sacked it off because I was like, well, I'm not going to get my boat, come back in, do that all again. I was like, oh, I'll just leave it for another day when I've got more people with me. Yeah. So, rule of thumb, always check your boat for leaks.
And that goes with any time in your life whatsoever. But,
yeah, always check your boat for leaks.
Always check your boat for leaks. It's
a known fact.
Yeah, important.
Yeah, so Sea of Thieves, it's been good fun. Definitely more fun with more people. But yeah, it's kind of a cool game, especially the fact that I paid 50p for it. And I've got it for 3 months. I feel like I'm going to get my fill in that time, which is good.
And worth noting that I was going to play some Sea of Thieves with you, and we went to fire it up, and then I suddenly remembered I haven't actually got gold at the moment because I've had no reason to have gold for some time. Yeah. So, I need to address that before I can get stuck in with you guys. But I will do that.
I think I've got like a 2-day pass that I bought a year ago. I don't know if it'll still work, but I will.
For retro game night.
Yeah, I will send it over. So at least you can get on for 2 days, buddy.
Gibbons.
So, apart from Sea of Thieves, Game Pass, as we've mentioned before on PC, is quite limited. And one of the games that is on there is some form of Zoo Tycoon. So obviously I played that.
What did you think of that, buddy? Because I played quite a bit of that when I first got the old My Little Shit Heap.
It's fine, I guess. Like,
it's a kiddie game.
I don't know. It goes quite in depth with a lot of things you can do. I skipped the tutorial, obviously. That was probably a mistake. And then kind of fumbled my way through a couple of scenarios going like, is this what I'm meant to be doing? It's quite nice though. It has challenges and stuff for you to meet. So I was just like, I'll just tick them off a box and hopefully that'll get me through. And it pretty much did. Looks nice. Runs really well on my old PC with a new graphics card, which is good. I like the fact that you can go down into like a third person view and then call in a buggy, which just zooms in from the side.
Yeah, the old Scuddermatron. Just ping yourself about. Absolutely.
You can get in that and then zoom about, and then you can go to your feeding stations and feed the elephants and shit like that. Yeah, it's cool. It's a very relaxing game at the end of the day. It's a Zoo Tycoon game. Any kind of tycoon games, you know what they are. You have a thing and you build it, and it either works or doesn't.
And of course, the ultimate aim, although the game doesn't tell you that, is to unlock the red panda, buddy, which is obviously the best animal. The red
obviously.
panda,
that's
known
my goal.
by the people of the Czech Republic as the pandy.
Pandy, nice.
That's what you want. You want a pandy in your zoo. We actually unlocked the pandy, placed the pandy enclosure, looked at the pandies for a while, and that was when we stopped playing. So
well,
really,
there
was
you go.
The end
You reached the end game there, and you completed it.
Pandy,
mate. Yeah, it's cool. Is what it is. Nothing really fucking to talk about. So there you go, buddy. That's me this week for games. As I said, I've been ill and wanting to sleep but can't because I just keep coughing and waking myself up. It's been ace.
Well, you'd make an excellent night watchman, buddy.
Yeah, apart from the whole falling asleep
sleep.
and then waking up, there's bits of sleep. So yeah, there you go, buddy. What have you been playing? I can see you've got a list of some games here. So
yeah, games.
yeah.
I've been playing games with your heart.
Games with your heart. Yeah.
I should have known from the start. No,
Yeah.
I've been playing 3
You
games.
should quit playing games with your heart.
No, I should have known from the start. I've been playing 3 games, buddy. I suppose more than that because of game night, and in fact 2 games because one of the 3 is FIFA, and no one wants that. So, yeah, lots of F1. Been enjoying the F1. I've reached like a sort of savant level of F1 at this point, where I seem to be getting quite quick on the old F1 these days.
It's getting the speed. I like
getting the speed and very much enjoying it. Wheeltown being, of course, the best, the absolute best. But the 2 things that I've been playing, buddy. Firstly, I've been playing Dandara.
Yes,
that's right. Obviously,
Dandara.
Everyone wants to hear about that. Everyone's heard of that, and also and similarly, Descenders. I've been playing Descenders. So, which one would you like to hear about first, buddy? I know it's a difficult decision for you.
Let's go alphabetical order. So, Dandara, buddy, would be first. Yeah.
Okay, Dandara is a roguelike, 8-bit pixel art platformer.
Just fuck off.
Where you can only move by jumping from surface to surface. So, Dandara is a character, some sort of god. You're a deity, like you do.
Normal.
You got to save the world or whatever it is. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, essentially the gameplay is you can shoot shit as well. But yeah, you can't run about or anything. It's not like platforming in the traditional sense. Essentially, you just sort of zigzag from ceiling to floor. There's set bits that you can clip onto and set bits that you can't. There's spikes. There's platforms that you can zip onto, and then you have to get off them quickly because they go electric after like 2 seconds. There's dudes shooting, so you've got to place yourself in the right spot to be able to shoot them. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I suppose it's like platforming crossed with crazy golf, in that you're kind of, bouncing off of walls, touching different parts of the level. I don't know if I'm explaining it very well. It's a platformer with no platforming. It's a game where you are glued to a surface, and
I'm watching it right now
between various other surfaces. If you think you can do a better job of describing what you're seeing, buddy, then please fill your fucking boots.
No. It's like you've got like a grappling hook or something and you're pulling yourself or shooting yourself to areas. Yeah, you can't move left or right. You have to just shoot yourself to these things, and then the screen rotates.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks kind of cool, actually.
It is kind of cool.
Puzzle-like, I would say.
Very much so. You got to really think about where you're sticking yourself. As I say, you can shoot as well, but it's kind of limited range. So you find a lot of the time, maybe if there's a patrolling enemy, then you need to like drop down beside them, fire off a shot, and then ping yourself back onto the ceiling. It's quite cool. The art style is really nice. I like it. Obviously, I've got a bit of a thing. I've got a bit of a hard on for that sort of art style at the moment anyway.
He loves it.
As everyone fucking well knows. And also the music is really good. Like banging little soundtrack, really cool little sort of chip-tuney stuff, but done with far better MIDI instruments than that. So it's kind of got a sort of 32-bit kind of sound to it. It's
okay,
it's
so
cool.
there's also different like platforms that just bounce you off it, I see.
Yeah, you got bouncy ones, you've got sticky ones, you've got floaty ones.
They're all there.
It's pretty in depth. It's all there for you, buddies.
It's got it all.
It's all there for you.
Is it like Metroidvania as well? The way it's like it's
yes,
just brought up a map as well. Okay.
Yep. And then on top of that, you've got an upgrade tree, and if you die, then it does that thing where your ghost sort of stays there, and you can get
Yep,
extra
like
XP
Hollow
once
Knight
you
kind of
go back
stuff.
to
Yeah,
it.
you get your
Yeah.
shit back. Okay,
Indeed.
cool. Yeah, different take on it. I like it. Looks kind of cool. Nice.
I like it. It's decent.
I'm glad I
we're
looked at a video.
Yes, I was
Let's
really
put it
struggling.
that way.
I would highly recommend everyone to do that, or completely ignore the last 5 minutes because you
Yeah.
didn't care anyway. It's up to
That's
you.
true.
However you choose to live your lives, really, at this
Google
point.
Plus.
Yeah.
Rip.
Rip in peace. So, yeah, Descenders, buddy. Let's talk about Descenders. Descenders is a downhill mountain bike game. It's...
Right, yeah. I'm on board.
He's all good. It's got... I don't know, maybe sort of analog-y controls in the sort of... To do a bunny hop, for example, you would push down the right stick and then flick it up in a sort of skate kind of way, but obviously very sort of menial. Yeah, it's a downhill mountain biking game where the levels are procedural,
Right.
and yeah, the levels are procedural, and each stage is like you finish the stage and then it comes up with: would you like to go through the woods? Would you like a swift downhill with lots of tight turns, or would you like an off-road? And then it will generate a bespoke map of that. So there's always a new challenge. It's got various different camera angles, so you can go like first-person POV with the handlebars, as well as being like behind the bike.
Yeah.
It's got tricks. Hold down the left bumper, and you can do like flips and shit and tricks and stuff. It's got a practice hub that's like a base camp at the top of a mountain, and you can just cycle around this weird tented environment where there's like picnic benches and a helicopter, none of which seem to do anything. So that's fine as well. It's got a career mode. It's got a time trial mode. It looks balls, like absolute like fucking turd. But that doesn't really matter. It's got a banging soundtrack, buddy, for some
That's what you
reason.
want.
I don't know why, but it does. Yeah, so yeah, it's... I don't know. I quite like it. I don't know why. I can't really explain
The only
it.
question that I really need to ask is, how does it compare to like the 90s hit No Fear downhill mountain biking on the PlayStation 1?
I would say it's a far more sparse looking game, this one.
Are you sure? Because that looked amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's kind of similar in what it's trying to do, just many, many years later.
Yeah.
It looks like a sort of... like a mod project or something, this thing. It doesn't look like a proper game.
Yeah.
It just looks like it's been... I mean, obviously it has been made like in an engine building thing or something. I don't know how it was coded exactly, but you know, it's just got that sort of ghetto ass fucking like a game jam sort of look about it, and the sort of game that you'd be absolutely despondent having bought if you bought it. But this is Game Pass, of course, buddy, so it really didn't fucking matter anyway.
No.
I quite like this. It controls quite nicely. I mean, it's got some nice nuances to it. You can use the right stick while you're flying down the hill to sort of carve left and right. I'm not sure quite how that works on a bike, but
it does.
So it's got elements of like skiing games to this to a degree. It's also got like you fall off and it's like B to reset. So it's got like the trials fucking back to the start button kind of thing as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all in all, I don't really know why it exists or who it's for, but I'm quite enjoying it.
Covertly's just said that it's recently come out of its development stage. Does that show?
Yeah, I mean, I struggle to believe it has come out of its development stage, based on what I've seen.
Yeah.
It's come out in practice, but perhaps not in spirit. I don't know. It looks shite. It plays quite nicely. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And by the way, what a bumper crop of games that have been added to Game Pass. Fucking beautiful stuff. I'm downloading all sorts. I got Wolfenstein
Wouldn't
2
know on PC,
downloaded.
buddy. It's fucking barren.
No, I know. Yeah, I mean, you got Surviving Mars on there. I'm sure I'm downloading like 6 games.
That'll do.
Yeah, I just went on there. Oh yeah, I've got Black Desert has been added.
You crazy Jesus.
As in Black Desert Online.
Yeah.
So I'm downloading that.
Might as
I'll
well.
let you know. And then Tacoma is on there as well.
Nice.
And fucking Wargroove as well. Like, yeah, man. I'm getting
He's a
stuck
happy
in.
chappy.
Certainly am. Certainly am. So yeah, I've also been playing FIFA. So that's what I've been playing, buddy.
Nice.
And now it's time for the news.
Da news. Da news. Fucking news. Alright.
Number one.
Number one.
Documentary news here, buddy. As God of War's full-length documentary about the making of God of War, something that's been in the pipeline for a little while now, and I've been pretty excited about. Of course, God of War, Game of the Year 2018, buddy. As far as we and most other games publications were concerned. This is an hour-long documentary all about the making of God of War. I'm really excited to watch this. It's on the official PlayStation channel, so you can just watch it on YouTube. Like, it's just there, ready, waiting for you. Well, looking forward to that. Yeah, I've always been a big fan of video game documentaries, and YouTube really is the fucking place.
Yeah.
It's worth noting that Danny O'Dwyer's Patreon and his No Clip project, they are working currently on a whole host of new documentaries that I'm pretty excited about. And there's recently there's been a short documentary on FTL, which is very, very interesting. I highly recommend having a watch. And also a hard-hitting 1 hour piece on the rise and fall of Telltale Games, featuring lots and lots of interesting stuff from the perspective of their overworked staff.
Yeah, that will happen.
Pretty bold and interesting, and yeah, well worth a watch. Really good stuff coming out of that channel at the moment, and yeah, it's a golden age of documentaries on YouTube. If you're into your video games and you want to geek out one evening, buddy.
I'll do that.
Fucking Gibbon. Yeah, that God of War one. Well, looking forward to that.
Yeah, man, definitely. It's gonna be awesome.
What a game.
It'd just be interesting to see like where the fuck they were, because obviously God of War, it's been a large franchise throughout the years, but it's always been a bit shit in my eyes. And yours, I'm guessing.
I mean, it's. I don't know about shit, but certainly not for me. The sort of the hack and slash nature of it.
Yeah, I call that shit.
It's not. It's not for me.
No, definitely not for me.
But a lot of people really loved it, and that's fine as well. It's the sort of game that it was. But yeah, I think that the thing that makes it so interesting to hear about this game is that it was a big franchise, and people thought they were going to fuck it completely.
Yeah, totally.
And until that E3 trailer hit, or was it the PlayStation Experience, like November show or something?
Yeah.
And then suddenly everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
Holy fuck. Yeah, I remember the first time seeing it. I was just like, "This looks like it's a game that I would definitely fucking play. This looks cool as fuck."
So it basically went from no one even realized they were making it, and certainly didn't think they'd make a good job of it, to intense levels of hype from one fucking sort of 7-8 minute gameplay trailer. Then the game comes out and actually delivers. Like,
it's all like the whole fact
promise.
that you can play that game in one camera, whatever it is, one shot. If you don't die,
no
cuts. It's incredible. Like the direction on that is insane. So this is definitely fucking worth a watch.
one of the most beautiful looking games on the platform as well.
I mean, I
And,
feel like they're just going to say what we've just said there, but drag it out for like
possibly.
an hour,
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, I know that they were quite scared when they released that game as to what the reaction would be.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting to see how that studio was working behind the scenes before it was obviously confirmed that it was a massive hit from the sales and the critical acclaim. So, I'm really looking forward to watching that, and highly recommend everyone else has a little look as well.
Gibbons.
So number 2, buddy, speaking of wonderful things, it's beautiful news that Devolver Digital has confirmed they will be at E3 for 2019 with one of their very special press conferences.
Yeah.
So that's always a fucking pleasure. And it's going to be interesting to see where they actually go from.
Yeah, I don't know. They've done it a few times now, and each time I've enjoyed all of them, but I don't know how. I feel like it's just going to be like the same, and I don't know if I'm going to enjoy that as much, but we shall see.
It's going to be interesting.
Gibbons.
It's always interesting, and I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be chirky. Beautiful stuff. Right, let's get hyped, buddy, shall we? It's been a while since we've been hyped. Okay. Let's get hyped for Wolfenstein Youngblood, which was teased back in March as a co-op first-person Wolfenstein game, which sort of piqued my interest, but really was just a tease, not much news. It's now kind of been announced a few extra bits and pieces. Some sort of full-blown story here that you can play in co-op. This is coming out on like all platforms, from what I can tell.
Nice. Even the Switch.
Even the Switch, buddy. They're gonna make some sort of
on the Switch.
Attempt. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. So what was teased in March was really sort of just that it was coming. It's now been announced that the team has been working with Arcane, another offshoot of Bethesda, to create open-ended levels and sort of open world playgrounds, a la sort of Dishonored or Prey. So that sounds brilliant to me, because the idea that you can do that sort of Hitman thing where you tackle a mission.
Yeah.
But you can do that with a friend, like in an
open-ended
environment, but it's in the Wolfenstein universe. Like, I don't know, man.
It sounds a bit mental. I'm not going to lie.
I like the sound of everything I'm hearing.
It's interesting. Let's put it that way.
It's just, yeah. I mean, some quotes from the game's director here, old Jerk Gustafsson.
Yeah, classic Jerk.
First name Jerk.
Yeah.
Gustafsson. Jerk Gustafsson. He says, I think players will see a lot of similarities to level design in the Dishonored games. So in a sense, it can be a little bit different as an experience, but it can be for the benefit of the game, especially when it comes to finding different ways of approaching a combat scenario or a mission in general. The open-ending structure of and co-op aspect has made it a little bit more difficult when it comes to the narrative. We do think we have a strong story, but it's quite different from what we've done before. It's a little bit lighter, not only in tone, but also when it comes to the amount of content. And I think that's the big change when it comes to previous titles. The campaign is a bit shorter, but the amount of gameplay time is greater. So yeah, I suppose they're just dealing with the fact that you can't have a sort of story beat, very sort of tight, linear-led narrative when you're building levels like this. But that's something that they felt needed to change for the co-op aspect of it. I'm excited, man. I'm really looking forward to whatever the fuck this thing becomes.
Like you say, from what you're saying, it's nice that there's a co-op game really coming out that isn't centric around fucking continual repetition and repetition of missions and stuff like that. Just doing the same stuff over and over again. It's going to be interesting to see what it actually comes out as.
Gibbons, I'm sure we'll see it at E3, and then the launch isn't much longer after that. It's the 26th of July on Switch, PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. So not long to wait either, and plenty of reasons to be cheerful, I would say. That
Nice.
studio's come out with some great stuff in the past. And it's might be the first game of the year that I've been like quite excited about.
Yeah.
So that's pretty bad. But it sounds brilliant to me. So there we are.
Gibbons.
A few more bits from me, buddy. Firstly, you'll remember that when Battlefield 5 launched, they didn't really put much content in it because it could barely run any of the stuff that they'd included at the start. And it's been something of a shit show. The netcode, once again, same old fucking thing, DICE. We'll release a game, it's broken, we'll fix it. And incredibly annoying and frustrating because as people like JJ well know, the potential here is absolutely vast, and when it does shine, it's absolutely spectacular. But
the problem is, they say like, they release it and then they say they'll fix it, but next year they're bringing out another game. Whereas you look at Ubisoft's way of fixing games, they take 2-3 years to fix that game or whatever, and they keep adding to it. I imagine if Battlefield did something like that, I mean, crazy, right? No, maybe.
Well, actually get a fucking working game and then add content to it afterwards.
Yeah, or even release a broken game and just build on it, instead of just being like, oh, that one's out, fuck it, like, next one will be out soon, don't worry about it.
I don't know. My overwhelming urge is to just buy none of them. That's what I've been doing for the last few years. But, so one of the things that was missing was their Battle Royale mode, of course, which they've now added. And then, one of the things that was missing from the Battle Royale mode was the Duos mode, which had been heavily teased beforehand. It was going to be one of their sort of big features. Literally a twos mode where you had
deuces.
Teams of two. Deuces wild. It was recently added to Battlefield 5 after a lot of hype and people being very excited about it. And it's now been removed, buddy.
Oh, why is that?
Because no cunt was playing it.
Just like the game itself.
Just like no cunt is playing Battlefield 5, buddy. Do you know who's playing Battlefield 5?
Some cunt.
No cunt, buddy. No cunt.
No cunt.
It's not a very popular game anymore. I forgot it existed until this news story. And maybe that's me being very harsh. I haven't played it. But I've played all of the others. So I feel like I've got at least some level of grounding in the same old fucking DICE shtick. But there we go. EA Games, buddy.
You love it.
Yes.
Yes, he does. Yes.
So they've said it might come back at some point, maybe as timed events and stuff. Obviously, no cunt will care about that, buddy, because no cunt is playing Battlefield 5. So
there you go.
But it might come back at some point.
Maybe
if you are playing that, which of course you aren't.
No.
Because no cunt is. So moving on, buddy. Let's talk about Moss. In fact, let's enjoy the fact that Moss is a brilliant PSVR exclusive, which then came out on other platforms, rendering it no longer exclusive. But it's a great game that I really enjoyed. It's the missus's favourite VR title as well, and it was very much a single chapter with scope for lots more. And we always worried that, maybe it hasn't really sold enough.
Yeah, well, to expand on
the
universe.
On to support it.
Yeah.
Well, worry no longer, buddy, because Moss is getting not just a new chapter, buddy, but a free chapter, a brand new chapter. It's going to be free DLC, the continuing adventures of Moss. And that's out next week on Oculus, and then sometime in June on PSVR and Vive. And I can't wait to play that, buddy.
That's weird that it's coming out first on Oculus and then later on others, seeing as, like you said, it was a exclusive for PlayStation when it launched. No?
It's a strange one.
It's baffling.
I mean, I can't explain it other than money, probably.
That's the one. Money. Like it.
Probably money. But either way, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm very pleased that it's free. I would have paid for it if it wasn't. And maybe they should have thought
he buys all the DLC, this guy.
To be honest, I just hoover up DLC. I never stop buying DLC.
You never
I'm
stop.
very much famed for buying all DLC and season passes.
He's the microtransaction king.
Yeah, that's what I'm known as.
Or Meister.
Online and in the local area. So yeah.
Worldwide, baby.
They're like, there he is, loot box boy. There he is, always buying the loot boxes. He can't help himself. So yeah, anyway, exciting, buddy. Looking forward to Moss's DLC.
Gibbons.
Next, Saints Row the Third launches on Switch, runs like a pile of shit and crashes all the time. It looks like they were unable to get that to run on the Switch, buddy. That's Saints Row the Third, 2011's Saints Row the Third, which is 8 years ago, 2011, buddy. 8-year-old Saints Row the Third. Yeah. Unfortunately, try as they might, and I'm sure they tried very hard.
Yeah, they tried super hard.
Couldn't get it to run on Switch.
Still released it, though.
They released it anyway. Fucking chuck it out. People will shovel that up. People will take it.
They love
They'll be
shit.
like,
People eat shit every day.
Yeah. So there's that. And then finally,
I mean, that game never really ran well, though, did it?
Oh, God, no. No, it runs terribly on all platforms. Yeah. I think it had Denuvo in it as well on PC when it launched.
I think it did.
Ran like shit on there as well, no matter how much power you had. So enjoy that. Doesn't run very well on Switch. Just FYI.
Just lots of crashing.
You can buy it though if you want to buy it. And finally, my news is kind of a bit dark and sour this week. I don't know if that reflects.
He's happy about it though. I mean, you've got a big smile on your face while you're doing it. So,
my final news story, which I can just deliver in a single sentence, buddy. Ubisoft's open world ship battling pirate game nobody cares about has been delayed again, and I care about it so little. I haven't even written the name of the fucker in the notes because I just didn't think it was worth it. I have now remembered it.
Skull and Bones, mate.
He's got it in one. So yeah, that's been delayed again. I didn't know it had been delayed before because I just don't care. I don't think anyone else does either. I
like pirates at the moment. I could get on board on that.
If you were looking forward to Skull and Bones and are disappointed at the latest delay,
really.
Then please get in touch with us at the show, buddy. It's www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk. You can head onto the site and head over to Street Beat and tell me to stop being such a prick because you're really excited for Skull and Bones. You liked the ship combat in Black Flag, and you'd like that to be made into a standalone game about 7 years later. It's something that you've really longed for, and you're tired of waiting for it, and you want people to stop shitting on it because it's a great concept and a great idea. But I suspect that's not going to happen.
Maybe.
If you want to prove me wrong, buddies, that's fine.
It's quite a good rant there, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, yeah, feeling juicy. That's all my news. So I think it's probably time for me to hand over to you for my favourite section, and I'm sure the listeners as well. And that, of course, is Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
Oh, cheers, buddy. Well, this section could be rather short right now, as I use an app called Gamify. And for some reason, they wanted to put out Gamify 2.0 as an update this week. And when I what I normally do, I go through the articles, like them if I like the tagline, because obviously I don't actually read the articles. Who would do that? Crazy people. And then on the podcast, I go to my liked page or whatever and read said news articles. Now, unfortunately, with this new app, when I click on my liked tab, it just crashes. So I'm going to try it one more time. This is try number 10. I did get it working earlier, unfortunately. I mean, fortunately then, but not now. Let's see if I can swipe across. Oh, I've done it. I don't click, I swipe. There we go.
Oh.
Fuck the system there. I got it.
He's done it.
Right, we've done Skull and Bones getting delayed, so that's going. Right, what have we got? That's
how you knew what it was called. You had it in your notes already.
I had it in my notes. I knew it already. Yeah, cheating. Cheating. That's what I do. Right. Take-Two isn't worried about loot box laws because it doesn't make much money on them anyway because they deal with microtransactions. That's what I got out of that tagline.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Netflix are going to be at E3 this year to share its plans on, or plans in the gaming space. Don't really know what that is. It's going to be interesting. The Witcher Netflix series release date has been leaked for the 20th of December and has already been green-lighted for a second season, which we'll begin recording in December as well, which is kind of
Very
cool.
nice.
I'm looking forward to that. We've got some Call of Duty stuff here. There is heavy rumours, and it looks like there's going to be a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, which, after playing Modern Warfare a fair chunk over the past few weeks, I'm kind of excited for. And also, one of the ex-Infinity Ward devs has teased that there's going to be a Modern Warfare 2 remastered. The game has fucking crashed. I would be interested in both of those games. Maybe especially if they were in some kind of bundaroo. I don't know. I feel like that would be a nice combo.
Yeah, that seems to be on brand with things that they've done in the past, buddy. So
yes.
It certainly seems incredibly likely and beautifully symmetrical if they were to do that, I'd say.
Yes, that's what I thought. It could be a thing that happens. Right, I've got one thing here saying games confirmed for E3 2019. Let's see if there's an actual list in this quickly. Here we go. All the games confirmed. Anthem. Apex Legends. Battlefield 5, Battlewake, Bee Simulator, Borderlands 3, Cyberpunk 2077, which is good.
Yes.
Doom Eternal, we're going to see some of that. Dying Light 2, that could be quite interesting.
Yeah.
FIFA 20. Farmers Dynasty, Final Fantasy 5, 6, 7 remake, that's the one. Fortnite, great. Halo Infinity, more on John Wick. Monster Hunter World, Iceborne. Overpass, I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's like Overcooked, but you're a traffic warden or something. I reckon.
I'd play that.
Yeah, sounds good. I can't read. Paranoia, Happiness is Mandatory. I don't know what that is. Scavengers, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Tavern Keeper. The Fisherman, Fishing Planet. So I guess that's an expansion for Fishing Planet. The Legend of Heroes. Trials of Cold Steel 3, The Rift Breaker, The Sinking City, The Walking Dead Onslaught, yes, zombies, good news, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Trine 4, The Nightmare Prince, WRC 8, and Werewolf, as in Where Are You, Werewolf, The Apocalypse.
Where's he gone, Wolf?
Yeah, Where's he gone, Wolf? Yeah. So they're all the games that have been confirmed. I thought, let's get some hype going. You spoke about Devolver and their shenanigans that they're going to be having. So I thought, yeah, why not? Let's talk about that. GigaRam is in the chat. He says he needs a bit of Halo and Star Wars. So
yeah, Star Wars, absolutely.
Star Wars.
I mean, yeah. Considering how it really has to be said how fucking great Titanfall 2's campaign was.
Yes, it does make me a bit rigid for a bit of that in Star Wars.
You then take that team who presumably have all the money on Earth at this point with the Apex Legends. So they're absolutely frantically polishing fuck out of it right now, I would imagine. But I'm so excited for what a team that has clearly proven what a brilliant fucking single player campaign they can make for their shooter, and then someone chucks them the Star Wars license. And I just think I'm just so excited for that. I think that could be really something quite special. And it's been a long time since we've had a really, really solid Star Wars game. So yeah, I mean, I loved Pod Racer, buddy, but here we are with this one, and yeah, it just looks the fucking nuts. It just looks like it's going to be. Everything suggests it's going to be wonderful, and I really hope that is the case.
Gibbons, buddy. A couple more things. We've got some shit from a possible leak from Sony here about their next incoming update, like software update or whatever. So when firmware update, that's the one. So we could be seeing the inclusion of wish lists and gifting, which is kind of cool. Trophy progression. I don't really know what that is, but I guess say you need to get 100 kills, it shows you how many kills you got, I guess. One thing that's quite interesting, time log and stats for all games.
Okay. I mean, it's proven that, the data's there to be, picked apart if they want to. So I suppose that's, yeah.
Yeah. And then finally, the ability to pin games on the dashboard. I don't know what that is either. Like, what does they just stay there?
On the Xbox, you can have main front page with anything you want pinned to it.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't remove everything else, which means it's pointless. But
yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
Hey, but yeah, like I said, the majority of these things are already on Xbox, so nothing really new and innovating, but just nice to kind of get an idea of what's to come. But then again, this could all be bollocks because this is just rumours.
Why the hell wouldn't you have that in your platform?
I don't know.
In the first place? It encourages people to buy more of your games.
True.
I don't get it.
I think that's kind of cool. We could do like giveaways and stuff now.
Yeah,
I reckon a lot easier because we never buy hard copies or like it's just an easier way of like gifting games. I mean, we've done what are they called, contests for digital game keys, which JJ has gracefully donated us in the past and still continue to do to this day, to be honest. But yeah, it's kind of cool. But yeah, like
I think what would be really cool is if you could donate games you own.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Rather than just being able to gift them by purchasing them for someone on the store. If I could like pick apart my game catalog and start passing games over to another gamer tag, like.
Yeah, like say you could, and even like you could only, that was like a one-time thing because obviously everyone would just be like, "Who's got this game? Sharing here you go, you can have it." Yeah, but yeah, if it was a one-time transfer, that'd be cool. Like I'd give away loads of games. Yeah,
they'll never do that, but that would be great. I'd like that.
Yeah, it would. So finally, buddy, a bit of good news for Discord, buddy. Discord celebrates 250 million users. In 4 years after its foundation. That's up 120 million since May last year. So that thing is getting a lot of pace.
It's a great little app.
It's fantastic. If you don't use it, I highly recommend it. It's my go-to thing for chatting with random people about shit I like on the internet.
Yeah, it's got brilliant voice chat, great video chat.
Yeah, and that is also true. We're using it right now for this voice chat.
We are, and it's crystal clear. It shits all over Skype and Google Hangouts. We had loads of problems with that as well. And true. Discord's never really let us down. And when it does let us down, it's pretty detailed in terms of signal and stuff like that. So you can see exactly what's sort of going on. You can see whose connection's at fault, and sort it out. So yeah, it's great the way you can make channels, the way you can have chat channels and voice channels. I really like the phone app as well.
If you get it, you can join the JfG Podcast channel as well on Discord.
You absolutely can. If you head to the JfGpodcast.co.uk, then you can find a link to our Discord channel on there and you can come and join the party, buddy.
Or if you're watching live on Twitch right now, there's a link for it below. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Good times.
Yep.
Happy days. So there you go. That's thankfully my app worked. Probably going to have the same issue next week. So we'll see what happens with that, buddy.
Cool. Well, thanks so much for that, buddy. That was your news, of course. Before that was my news. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
And that's out this week.
Here we go, buddy. There's some games.
You're a bit excited for quite a few of these games.
Some of them. Firstly, Team Sonic Racing arrives this week, buddy, on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Now, I've seen some early gameplay of this. and I wasn't sure about it, if I'm honest. I've been pretty excited for this for some time, and obviously it's kind of coming in a couple of weeks before the Crash Team Racing remasters released, so you're kind of going from none to two karting games at once. Sonic and All-Star Racers Transformed was a fantastic game. This is from the same studio, the same team. It looks really nice, but there was just something a bit weird about the footage that I saw that kind of put me off a little bit. So probably going to have to do a little bit more research here and maybe see some reviews and so on. But yeah, I think it'd be great to have an arcadey game, an arcadey
Yeah,
racing
we need
game.
something like that in our lives right now. Because, I mean, I'm not denying the fact that Wheeltown at the moment is fucking amazing. I'm loving it. But there's still that urge for something silly.
Absolutely, yeah, and this could well be it. So yeah, we'll be having a good old look at this because it's been a while since we bought a game and we've got a hankering. So
It has.
yeah, we'll see. And otherwise we're in grave danger of me insisting that we pick up the new F1 game full price in about a month's time.
We're not doing it.
I may well push for because I just don't care. I don't want to wait. I want it. But we'll see. We'll see when that comes along.
This is how they get you, buddy. It's how they get you.
Well, maybe they can have me, buddy, because I play the game for about 300 hours a year. So I'm not sure that it matters paying the extra 15 quid. I think I might
There you go.
pick it up.
That's true. I do, like, to be honest, I mean, that's why I bought the Division 2 from the get-go, because I knew I was going to play the balls off it, and fuck it. Why not?
And I think friend of the podcast, Paul, and the Funk are feeling it quite similarly. And
Nice.
of course, we're all going to fall foul of a broken netcode where the thing doesn't work on the first game night. But,
obviously.
We haven't learned that lesson. So here we are.
Not yet. Not
and
yet.
yeah, I mean, it's a game that we are basically going to play for 2 or 3 hours a week, every week for like the year. So considering how few games we've bought recently, I'm pretty tempted to just chuck Cody's the money and make sure that they continue to be funded properly. So
that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, these studios must suffer from these very quick reductions at this point, and I'm not saying that you should ever like support a studio. You know, they need to have a business model that works, and then you just pay the money for the software. There shouldn't be these sort of allegiances. But the fact of the matter is, some of my favorite games ever made, ever since I was a little boy, were by Codemasters.
They've been nipper.
Consistently like chucking out quality racing games.
They've been around
my whole life.
I know the score.
And
yeah, you're right.
They're the closest studio I have to something I've actually got like a fondness for, like I actually give a fuck about. And yeah, I mean, this year's F1 was fantastic, and the new one looks absolutely incredible. They've redone the whole lighting model and the realism on that thing. It just looks absolutely wonderful. Chuck in the Formula 2 cars as well, and yeah, pretty hyped for a game that isn't out this week, and I need to stop talking about it.
Yeah, I was like, it's not out yet, buddy. But no, I was just thinking that's quite a good question for like any of the listeners actually. Like, what have you got a fondness for any what game developer? Let's put it that way. Not like Microsoft or Sony. Like, you know, we're talking about like developers that have made games. Like, I love Bungie from Halo and Destiny. I'm a massive fan. I think they do fantastic at shooting and stuff like that. But yeah, it'd be interesting to hear from you guys.
Absolutely. And it's exciting times for Xbox users as well because of the studios that they've picked up. I think you're going to find some new teams to fall in.
And there's going to be big news this E3 from those guys. It has to be this E3. They need to be like, look at all these fucking games we're making.
Well, it's their chance. With Sony not even there, it's their chance to go for the fucking sucker punch.
Like, look, we've been building, and here it is.
I mean, if I was Sony, I really would not attend E3, but fully announce the new PlayStation in E3 week. That's what I would do. Piss on everyone's chips. That's what I'd do.
Exactly.
But maybe that's a little bit too on the nose. Maybe they'd feel like they looked too cunty if they did that. But
yeah.
That's what I'd do, buddy. Moving on anyway. Isn't out this week.
Yes.
Team Sonic Racing is coming out. I like the look of it, and we may pick it up depending on the reviews, I think.
We'll see.
Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, Liberation Remastered, those two games arriving on Switch. They've somehow managed to get those to run on Switch. That's
Amazing.
May the 21st.
I can't believe it.
Other games that they've somehow managed to get running on Switch: Resident Evil, the first one, Resident Evil 4, the fourth one, Resident Evil 0, the 0th one. They're all coming out on Switch on May the 21st for anyone who wants to pick them up. And far be it for me to tell you what to do, buddies. If that's your bag, then go right ahead.
Get that done. You
Get it done. Elsewhere, on PS4 and PC this week, buddy, have you heard of the game Observation?
I haven't. I will Google it while you tell me about it.
Okay, so this is a sci-fi horror film.
I'm out.
Space horror film. Okay, like that fucking one with Ryan Reynolds in it that came out relatively recently. What was that called? With the alien.
Yeah, and the spoiler: the ending, they all die.
Everybody dies. There's been loads of these. That Mission to Mars one. I suppose Event Horizon. All of these have kind of had that sort of thing going on. I will find out what this film was. It was not very good. It was called Life. It was called Life. It had Jake Gyllenhaal in it as well. Anyway,
yeah, it did.
So
He died.
This is people going insane on a space station sci-fi horror game, mixed with 2001: A Space Odyssey, where you play Hal. So
you play the computer.
It's called Observation. You play as the AI that controls all of the systems and subsystems. You essentially play the space station, and the game takes place around you with all of these AI characters having their fights, doing whatever they're doing, and you're in charge of all of the systems. You can spy on them, little bots like droid your way about and shit. It just looks very, very interesting, and an interesting take on something that's been done to death. I really like the look of this. I watched a couple of trailers over the last few weeks, and it's kind of crept up on me, this thing. But man, this looks cool, and it's got that voyeurism to it as well, because you're kind of going to feel a little bit detached from proceedings. I think it'll probably be a little bit less terrifying. But
yeah, I guess so. Like the fact that you can't. Yeah, exactly. You're not in control of the characters, like you say, they're AI, but you can control the system around it.
You can help them, and you can talk to them. Seriously, well worth a watch of the footage that you can pick up on YouTube right now, or maybe you want to go in. But either way, I think this could be something a bit special, and it looks more than competent. For a sort of B studio game, it looks very slick and polished, and I think we could have something special on our hands here. It's something I'm really excited about. Looking forward to it.
Gibbons, buddy, it does look pretty cool, actually. To be honest, it's something different, isn't it?
Exactly. And I'm looking for something to get stuck into, story-wise, and that could be it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's out this week on PS4 and PC. Elsewhere on the VR front, we have Everybody's Golf VR this week on PS4, buddy. And what do you make of that? A golf game in VR? I might have to buy some sort of very thin, fine net, because I'd be quite concerned, and I realise I wouldn't be hitting a roof. But I would be somewhat concerned about chucking my Move controllers through the telly. You
get the wrist strap on, mate. That's what it's there for.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust that there wrist strap, buddy. I think I might need. I suppose you don't even have to play in front of the television. You could just pop that camera.
You should play in front of the window so everyone can see you from the outside.
Yeah, on the ground floor, play in the street, buddy.
Just play the street. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Yeah, do it in the garden. It'd be all right if you had one. Though. But, yeah.
Spot on. Yeah.
Wicked.
Anyway, but just screaming it. Everybody's Golf VR. I don't know. I don't know if that's something we want to investigate, but
I'm intrigued.
it
Let's
might
put it
be.
that way. Yeah, especially if it has online, buddy. I'll play a round of golf with you. That'd be mint.
Oh yes, that'd be wonderful. And it's serendipitous, buddy. After our little resurgence of Rory Mac Attack Golf, and
if
and
I
the
can get my
club.
golf club, put it between my legs, and ride it like a horse, then best game ever.
Absolutely, and that certainly is on the cards based on the beta we played of the non-VR version of that game. So
It's just
absolutely.
retarded. I mean, it had fishing in it. I mean,
It is.
Sold.
It reminded me a little bit of...
do you reckon it's got
Sid
fishing in
Meier's-
the VR version?
I don't know, they'd be treading on Fishing World's toes if they did that, buddy. That could be a
hell.
fucking flame war, but I don't see why not.
I'm a bit more excited about this game now.
Yeah, now that he knows there's fishing. There you go. And
You know
that gives
me.
you a glorious insight into Ash's psyche there.
Yeah.
There you are. And finally out this week, buddy, we've got Total War 3 Kingdoms. And that's a game that's coming out this week. It's a Total War game. It's every other week there's a Total edition. So
Yeah.
if you like that sort of thing, it's out this week, May the 23rd, buddies, on PC.
Cool.
And that is out this week, buddies. There you are. And now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
Has he got any questions this week, buddy?
He's got one question, and it's very much
Oh.
on brand with what we were talking about with regard to the F1 game, and maybe we should have saved that discussion for now, but we didn't do that. So here we are. Funk says this: how long till Rage 2 gets reduced?
That's today. If you've seen
Today?
digital copies have gone down to like 37 quid today.
What?
Not digital copies, hard copies, sorry.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
I don't know, but they were on sale for like £37 today.
I don't understand.
Me neither. Maybe it's a way of selling more copies because it's cheap.
Maybe. Oh yeah.
Is it $36.99 or whatever it is, isn't it? Or something?
Yeah.
There you go.
$36.85.
There you go. So, now.
Now. The answer's now. There you are.
Right, meow. Yeah, obviously digital, I reckon, usual time, 3 weeks. And that'll
I
be
don't
cheap.
know. I think some publishers seem to last a bit longer, and Bethesda's one of them. So it was a long time before Doom went down last, and Wolfenstein as well. So I don't know. I mean, it might take.
Mind you, they like when Skyrim came out, they did massive reductions on that game when it launched. So maybe it's just a way of getting sales up, get those numbers up, get it in the top 10, get people talking about it. I don't know.
Possibly. Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like Skyrim needed that, but maybe at the time it did.
Either way, it's a perfect example of how quickly games are reduced these days,
Yes.
and a perfectly good reason not to pick up F1 on launch day, especially as it was broken. Having said that, not everything in life makes sense, and sometimes it's important to just understand that and just let yourself go. And as if you're floating in a beautiful pool
Yeah?
of
Go on.
purchasing, buddy, and
Yeah.
you're just
Pool of
floating in there.
purchasing. Yeah, it's the pool of purchasing.
It's
Yeah.
the pool of purchasing, you're floating in
Yeah.
it, and the game's there, and it's shiny and new. It's only just been born, buddy. It's seconds old. Seconds old. It's only little and fresh and new, and it's ready. It's ready for you. And all
What are
you've
you
got
on
to do
about?
is
Yeah?
slap your hard earned. Just slap your hard
Just
earned
harder, yeah.
on the top of the water, buddy. Just slap
Yeah.
it on the top of the water and
Yeah.
float in the pool.
Yeah.
Pool of purchasing.
Pool of purchasing. Sure. I'm
So
with
thanks
you.
very much for
I'll
your
dive
question,
right in.
Bug. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, YOLO, buddy. So
True.
pound sign.
Hashtag pound sign. What happened to the pound sign? That's what it is. That's what it is. Pound sign.
what happened to it?
It's fucking hashtag bullshit. Pound sign.
Pound sign.
Yeah. Anyway. There's no street beat this week, mate.
Well, there isn't really a street beat, but the Discord community seems to be growing a little bit, buddy.
Yeah, we got 2 new people in there straight off the chat. We got Gigarams joining. Covet Lee's in there now, buddy. Loving it.
Just kicking it like a wild donkey in many ways.
Indeed.
That's exciting. So yeah, just a case of getting involved, buddy. So once you join the Discord, we've got a separate chat for questions. If you did want to ask anything to be on the show, hit us up, get on the show. There's a song that sort of explains it, but I can't quite remember how it goes there. But yeah, it's
you get the gist. Yeah,
it's there. Yeah, you fucking get the picture. My underwears. There it is.
Yeah, nice. But yeah, JJ's picked up Rage 2. I've asked him for his review on it.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, hopefully he'll come back next week and we can have a good chat about that. It's certainly something we're all pretty interested in.
He also picked up a mixed pack of Brewdog, which he was pretty happy with, saying he's got to catch them all. I replied with, "I know it's my destiny," like the Pokemon song.
Yeah, I noticed as well, and I never really thought, but obviously this is the case. On the pack there, it says "Born in Scotland, brewed in Ohio," and I never really considered that they make Brewdog all over the world, rather than just shipping it there. But that's absolutely what's going on.
Not all beer is brewed in the Midlands.
Apparently not.
What?
I just assumed it was.
What is this? I was like, fucking Milton Keynes or whatever. That's where all the beer is.
Like
no,
Northampton area.
Yeah. What's going on?
It's interesting that Brewdog is got to the size now where it's got breweries per all Foster's is brewed in Newcastle or Burton. Is it Burton on Trent?
Burton on Trent, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Carling fucking adverts on the telly all the time. But,
love it.
Yeah. I enjoy those Brewdogs, JJ. Tasty. It's got some punk IPAs, bit of Elvis juice, Hazy Jane.
Yeah.
Some sort of Brewdog seasonal.
I don't know what that is.
Keep an eye out for those Clockwork Tangerines. Very tasty. Very tasty. Citrusy.
Scrumtralescent.
The buoyancy of citrus. So, they are. I mean, we need to wrap this shit up, I think, buddy. What are we going to do now?
You sound like you're delirious. I don't know.
I'm struggling.
There's a new sale on the PlayStation. We're just going to look at that. As always, we'll try and spend it. We're go and dip our toes in the pool of purchasing.
The pool of purchasing, buddy. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, the pool of purchasing. The sale, of course, the float to the bottom, buddy. They're down.
Yeah.
You deep dive, and they're down on the ocean floor.
They're like the pearls. You have to get searching the shells and crack them open.
Exactly. I mean,
I can see
week
it now.
Where a renowned American scientist and explorer took a submarine 12 miles down to the base of the Mariana Trench, buddy. So will we enter the PlayStation sale and have a good old search for some fucking spangly bargains. So that's going to be great.
I'm sorry for coughing so much.
Right, let's fuck off. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. As usual, it's been an absolute pleasure. Anyone who watched us live, you're far more important than everyone who's listening on an app right now.
Yeah,
just so you're aware.
Guys.
Fuck those guys. But also, thanks so much to everyone. We'll be back next time. Maybe we'll have bought something. It seems highly, highly likely. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell.